Marooned on Triton.
Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Marooned on Triton. So, this week, it is time to do some serious mining. We've done a little bit, we've got a bit of room, we've got an explosive way to speed things up. So let's hop in and see what we can do with that. Okay. So, drills should be... yeah, mostly done. This is 10 meters. Perfect. Let's turn this thingy off. Stop. So it won't continue. Gotta say, it didn't really make all that much of a shelf over here. I mean, I kind of knew it wouldn't, because it's only one piston length and they aren't very long. This isn't a whole lot of room to work with. Huh. I suppose it's something. Let's go ahead and turn off those. Guess I could retract it. I don't really need to. Yeah, it's probably, you know, for the sake of safety and all that. So, I did that little bit of measuring, ran those calculations. I think this warhead here, if I sink it down a little bit into the earth, I could maybe bring this back a little bit, but I don't necessarily need to. But if I sink that into the earth a bit, I should be able to clear out an area that's pretty large without too much issue. Well, let's first things first. This'll probably be in the way if I start blowing stuff up. Are you empty? I have to assume. Let's go ahead and tear this down real quick. Whoops. Tear this down real quick, and then I guess we start blasting. Okay. So that's out of the way. I suppose we can leave this one piston just in case. I don't know why we'd need it, but, you know, it's fun. Posterity. So. Okay, I already ground that off. Let's get the parts for one of these. Now I can just kind of build it in the hole. I think what I may do... let's see. Oh, I should probably get some steel too. So what I think I'll do here is if I place that there... Scout's fine. If I run this line... oh, it'll just fit back here. A little bit more room. If I run this line of armor, though, hopefully it's long enough it can survive the blast. Or at least some of it, and that'll give me an indicator of kind of this lateral. Because if I dig down here and place a bomb, it'll blow up a big old area in here. If I put one over here, it'll extend that area over this way. And that means even more space to build. So long as I can kind of remember where it is. I guess worst case scenario, let's, we'll make a GPS momentarily. It'll show us kind of the correct spot here. Because worst case scenario, if all of this stuff explodes, I should be able to just continue the line back out, pop this here, and go to town. That's probably a smarter idea anyway. Okay. That might be the depth I need. Just barely see the warhead poking out. I suppose that's fine, because it'll still do its job. Now, I don't think these need power. They just kind of detonate on their own. I could probably... I guess I have the GPS mark there. Nah, I've got so much steel. I'm not going to bother grinding all this out. I don't think it's going to be that worth it. It's not that much steel in them anyway. Okay. So, let's go into this. Let's maybe give myself a little bit more time to get out of here. What's life without a little excitement? Start countdown. Okay. Jetpack, get me out. Oh, jetpack. Okay. Now we run. Now, if my math is right, the base should be safe from this explosion. I probably could have left it at 10 seconds. I was able to get out of there pretty quick. I kind of wish I had a time. Okay. There it goes. Ooh. Now that's a hole. Look at that. And it's not too far above the roof, so that's good, because we aren't all that deep. It's not... I can't see any sign of poking through. I think it's night out there, so it might be hard to tell. Now, did these blocks survive? No. Darn. I was hoping they would. I guess they're kind of right at the edge. So I did that pretty darn perfectly. Unfortunately, they just kind of... I guess the vibrations probably tore them apart. Well, that's why we have that marker. Though maybe I don't want to... Maybe I want to grind these away now that I know there isn't any purpose in leaving them. Oh, this is going to be a pain. How best to... I guess this sort of works. Time consuming though. Oh, and there's always the risk of that. Okay. How deep? Oh, wow. So from the sort of road surface, we're almost 32 meters below it. I think I may have accidentally created a bridge. But that could work. I guess I can use this area down here. This could be where I do all my refining and stuff like that. I have the living area up at the level of the road, or just about. Or maybe parking up there. Yeah, I think I like this. Not got a ton of fuel. Let's see if I just kind of... Yeah, if I put myself in the right position... Ooh. I can sort of fly. Oh, but the fuel is... Yeah, fuel's burning too quick. I don't think that's gonna work. can I... No, the local grid... The local grid snap doesn't seem to work. Yeah, I think I have to do the two-lane method. Oh. Except I was already there. Yeah, because all this will probably get destroyed anyway. So now we go out this way. Maybe just to the edge of the crater? Because in theory, if I keep them relatively close, I won't have any sort of weird ridges, since it is a sphere of damage it does. Yeah, so like here. Here it should work. And then I have to get underneath it. Oh, well this may not breach the surface. Guess I can kinda... Ooh, boy. Okay, that wasn't ideal. I can almost walk it, though. Can I... Ooh.
Fuel low.
Right, I need some more jet fuel. Also gotta hope that this bridge doesn't get destroyed. Okay. I think that'll all be covered in the blast, so I don't have to worry about weird protrusions. But that should get me low enough. Oh, right. The weird snapping. Okay. This is a whole lot of scaffolding to do this. This is not very useful without a more high-powered jetpack. Yeah, if only one of those could fall down one of those boxes. Oh crud, and I'm not refilling with hydrogen. That means we've used all the ice. Well, good thing this is still loaded up. How much power do we have? It's not a ton, but I think it'll be enough. Yeah, we don't have to go far. Ooh. Jeez. We may not be able to see where we're going. Luckily I have that GPS mark for the ice. Oh, it's a whiteout out here. Can't see 20 feet in front of the rover. Ooh, boy. This is definitely not the kind of weather you want to move fast in. I definitely wouldn't want to try and fly in this. Ooh, hello, ice trenches. I forgot that one of them extends beyond the marker. Okay. Let's keep this one going.
Fuel low.
Oh, there's the sun at least. Since morning, it looks like it may be burning some of this stuff away. I wonder how much power this thing has. 1 day's worth. That should be plenty. I doubt I'll be drilling for a day straight. Guess I should, in theory, be able to go all the way back to the end of that other trench. Because I think that trench was only 2 loads. We started roughly in the middle. Yep, drill is now filling.
Fuel low.
Flip that up. Okay. Full of ice. The fog is lifted a little bit. Ooh, look at all the snow blowing off the mountainside. Yeah, that's wild. But at least I can see the turret now, so visibility is at least reasonable. Now, hopefully before too long we'll have the, well, at least the start of the proper base. I can maybe make some of this stuff more automated and built in.
Fuel low.
At the very least, I'll have more room to park and turn around, hopefully. Okay. That's a little bit of ice. Maybe I'll leave the rest. Let's see if we can get some more hydrogen. There we go. Turn our lights back on in this oppressive darkness. And we can get this built. Okay. Hopefully the fuel lasts while I do this. It's quicker at least than trying to put them down, so. Okay. Get rid of our little ramp. Hopefully. Whew. Oh, crud. Can I... Nope. Should have left the ramp. Can I reach it from up here? Yes. Okay. 10 seconds. Here we go. Whew. All right. Yeah, that works well. So there's just a little bit of a divot there. Ooh, and a little touch of iron in the wall there. I guess I had seen that sort of, yeah, iron and silicon deposit. So I guess if I need that stuff, I can go in there and get it pretty easily. Right. Well, that's clearing some space. I wonder... it'd probably be more expensive than it's worth trying to build some sort of piston machine to go out this way to lay this stuff. Though, maybe not. So I want to get to the far wall. How many pistons can I build? Well, I guess I have the steel for it. Okay. I don't know really how far 5 of them will reach, because I have no idea how far that is. Maybe we'll build 4 of them. Some sort of little car at the end here. I should be able to kind of glide along on that. Have it extend me slowly out. And I can place the line of blocks to get the next bomb lined up. Okay. So a little car. it can kind of all just be scaffolding. If I do that. Oh, now the question is, okay, if I do that, and get rid of these, what happens? I'm unable to place it. That's what happens. Right. Well, I don't want to do too much flying. Let's do a little bit. It doesn't need to be that big, really. So if I do that, that should work if I can then okay, let's get rid of that. Hop up here. Can I from this? Yes, I can place blocks down there. Okay. Now how best to control this whole fandango? Actually, I think it won't be the most elegant, but yeah, there's a control pad here. Okay. So if I set their velocities to like, well, maybe negative 0.05. When I reverse that, how fast do we go? Oh, not very fast at all. I could speed that up. Okay. Oh, well, that was maybe too fast. I guess we'll see if we fit. Ooh. That was a close... not horribly close to the corner, but closer than I wanted to be. Definitely wouldn't have fit with 5 pistons here. Okay. Radio. Let's go back, and then 0.1 is what I wanted. There we go. I can build along to this. It's like a little sideways elevator. In fact, I could speed it up more. Yeah, that's working. Probably do 0.3 if I really felt like it, but this way I have some time to react if something needs reacting. So that's close. What if...
Energy low.
Well, I guess this is fairly simple. I can just rebuild that. Will the... Yes, the grid line works. Okay. Now, yeah, that should do. If I kinda do that. A little janky, but that gets me down. I think I want the bomb on this row, right? So okay, that was not secured in the voxel like I thought. I may just let some of this get blown up. It's going to be really expensive to try and do correctly. Though, actually, if I do that, I need to be able to get in there and build it, is the challenge. Yeah, that'll work. I can probably get rid of some of this. I guess I could send the pistons back. Get rid of that group. Okay.
Energy critical.
Oh, girders. Let's get some more power.
Energy
Put some more
low.
ice in the system so I can get some more ice before the engine eats it. There we go. Okay. Oh, the girders. There. This is a long way to travel for all of this stuff. Bright side is this gives a lot more room, and because I'm doing it kind of in line with the tunnel, that wall is kind of in line, I can keep the road coming back this way, and that gives even more room for parking and whatnot, instead of before where I was kind of at the end. Okay. And there's a lot of steel here. If I'm right, I should be able to connect and control the thing from there. Is that... This whole chunk should all be one connected piece. So if I start doing this... May not get all of it. Like that chunk's gone. I can go down there and clean it up later. This way it's at least not completely wasteful. Lose a little bit, but it's the nature of these sort of things. Ooh, I shoulda... Right, the bomb's held from underneath, so it'll be good. I just realized I could have accidentally just dropped a bomb. Well, those will just have to go. Alright. Let's go. Oh, I should have put a GPS. I don't want to do it now. That's going to be a pain. Well, it at least made a bigger hole. Okay. So now we need our little car again. Actually, we need to add more pistons to the car. Ooh. I mean, this is... If I turn my lights off... Actually, no, because that's the... what light we have from the base. That's pretty darn ominous. Just black void. That may change at some point, though I think it's kind of cool to have just this bridge over darkness. We'll see what we end up doing down there, because we may end up wanting light if we use it for production. Though maybe it's not the wisest idea to use the area under the place vehicles drive for all of our expensive production equipment. I could foresee that going badly in a number of ways. 3 more pistons. That should help us build this out again. Though I guess... So we know that over in the darkness there... Oh, I didn't mark where I put the second bomb. Had I marked where I put the second bomb, we could have gone over to its marker straight back until we hit the wall and done that. We may just have to kind of eyeball it, which is quite hard when you can't see. How best? I'm almost tempted to try and rig up some sideways pistons, but I don't think I have the ability to do that effectively. If we keep the same length of pistons... Okay. Same length of pistons, we should be able to get roughly to where we were. Off of those. So we can build our way back out. And then just kind of start working sideways until we feel we're roughly in the center of the other blast zone. Which, if I'm right, should kind of be... We should kind of be at the corner. There should be a corner in there somewhere, and we'll hit that. Would be really nice if we could actually see over there to see it. Okay. So that's the end of the line. If we kind of... Oh, it's very picky. There we go. If we kind of build out one more... That's roughly, I think, where the bomb was. And then we can kind of walk ourselves this way. Very cautiously. Like I said, there should be an area. So we can see with that wall coming back in. There should be a point where it kind of comes in and then starts going off again with the original blast. Oh, my headlights are off. That would help a lot. Hey, look, there's that corner I was talking about. Okay. Yeah, so let's just kind of try and put it there. I don't know if that's what we want, but it will do. Yeah, kind of right below that block. Which means if I can do that, we hop down here. Whoop. Okay. Convoluted, but we made it. Is it? Yeah, it should be in the rock itself, so... Can do that. Carefully make our way back up here. Grind away some of this excess on our way back. Why do we not have... Ah. We don't have silicon because, as always, that's full of gravel. So, once we get this fourth bomb off, I guess we're ready probably to start building. I really don't see why we'd need all that much room in there. I mean, I guess doing it this way, I probably don't want to expand anymore once I've built stuff I care about in here. But the sort of open area goes from like here way on back here. That should be more than enough room for just little old me. I don't think I need to plan for anyone else to be here. I guess if someone else gets trapped or if I find some survivors somewhere. But even then, I should have more than enough room to make it, you know, comfortable for a couple of folks. Okay. So I need to get up here and run. Can I do it from here? No. Oh, goodness. Okay. Good thing I'm full of jetpack juice. Good thing I'm full of it, because... Whew. Sometimes I feel like I'm full of it. Alright. Let's go. Run, run, run. I think I'm safe here, but who knows? Ooh, okay. I do now, and I was. Yeah, that looks about even. I can't really see over there because my light doesn't go that far, but... yeah. That's a massive crater. I think I'm also out of bomb stuff. Yeah, because I had to make some explosives there. So I think that'll probably do that. Get rid of this. So I guess the next order of business will probably be to start laying out the bases of what I want over here. Let's start running the line from this on out. We've got this little nubbin that could be... honestly, this is a pretty good size for a little parking spot, so that could be partially what this is. Maybe the entrance is right over there, maybe over a little bridge. So I've got one parking bay. And I'm kind of thinking we continue the line over that way and build a platform over that end that has room for multiple vehicles that I can turn around and whatnot. Because I don't know 100% what things I'll need to put there, but I can imagine that there will be some. Oh. Guess I can get rid of these pistons now. Yeah, once I'm done with that, I guess... well, once I have somewhere to build it, I'll be building the final, or hopefully final, structure. Yeah. And I think that structure and whatnot, getting all that built, that can be next time. So yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching. I think this is going to be the end of Season 1, as I will envision it. I don't know why there are seasons, but I think this is the end of Season 1, because next episode we'll start building our permanent home here on Triton. This sort of temporary lump structure in the tunnel will go away. We'll have a permanent home, we'll have a place to build, a place to park and store things and do all kinds of stuff. And then we can start exploring. So yeah, that's exciting stuff to look forward to. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Feel free to check out any of the other stuff I've done, and until next week, Bye bye.